Good evening. You're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Saraya Mia. Several Malaysian transport providers have reported disruption to its services following a worldwide IT disruption. AirAsia said its reservation and check-in systems were impacted by the outages, forcing passengers at KLIA 2 to check in for their flights manually. Meanwhile, Malaysia Aviation Group said Malaysia Airlines and Firefly flights were unaffected. However, Firefly's booking and online check-in systems are impacted by the issue. Malaysia Airports Berhad MAHB issued a statement saying that its airports in Malaysia were unaffected, but some of its airline partners are experiencing disruptions due to the issue. Rail operator Kereta Api Tanah Melayu Berhad KTM said its ticketing system and customer service channels were experiencing technical disruptions, and it was working to resolve the issue. The global cyber outage affected major services around the world. The disruptions are reportedly due to an issue at cybersecurity software firm CrowdStrike, which affected Microsoft Windows operating system. CrowdStrike confirmed that the outage is not due to a cyber attack. CEO George Kurtz said it is actively working with customers impacted by a defect found in a single content update for Windows hosts, adding that Mac and Linux hosts are not impacted. He confirmed that the issue has been identified, isolated, and a fix has been deployed. In Asia, airports in Singapore, Bangkok, Hong Kong, and India are among those affected, with long lines seen at check-in counters. Major U.S. air carriers including Delta, United, and American Airlines have grounded all flights. Elsewhere, flights in Sydney, Spain, and Germany have also been affected. The outage also affected banks, telcos, hospitals, and broadcasters. Sky News in the UK and Australia's ABC were not able to broadcast live due to the outage. While in Germany, 2 hospitals cancelled elective operations, while the National Health Services appointment system in England has been experiencing issues, affecting most of its general practitioners. In other news, the Conference of Rulers has given the green light to the latest Citizenship Amendments Bill presented by the Home Ministry yesterday. Its Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail says the approval would set the stage for parliamentary discussion in the upcoming budget session. According to Saifuddin, the 9 amendments to the bill will not have any changes.
Kami go through satu persatu, line by line, tentang pasal-pasal pindaan yang membabitkan 9 perkara itu. Jadi melalui libat urus seperti ini yang kemudiannya membawa kepada KDN dititah untuk membuat pembentangan, diikuti dengan suhakam juga kepada Majlis Raja-Raja, dan kemudian Perdana Menteri sendiri dengan Majlis Raja-Raja. Hari ini Jemaah Menteri diberitahu oleh Perdana Menteri bahawa Majlis Raja-Raja telah memberikan perkenan terhadap pindaan.
Saifuddin said, however, Articles 14.1b, 19b, and 14.1e would remain the same without elaborating. The amendments to the Constitution aim to tighten citizenship criteria while considering security and humanitarian aspects. In the Dewan Rakyat on Thursday, Deputy Law Minister M. Kulasegaran said the second reading of the bill has been postponed to October. The Cabinet today agreed to establish a special committee to address cyberbullying. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil says the committee would comprise representatives from his ministry, the Home and Digital Ministries, and the Prime Minister's Department Legal Affairs Division.
The committee, he said, would also be supported by a special team drawn from the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, the police and the Attorney General's chambers. Fahmi said the Cabinet viewed that there should be stern action against cyberbullying and that it will look comprehensively at the legal aspects and amendments, as well as other actions necessary to deal with the issue of cyberbullying. According to Fahmi, the issue was raised at the cabinet level at the request of Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, who was reportedly concerned about a TikTok content creator who allegedly committed suicide due to cyberbullying.
The country is seeing a rise in late-stage cancer detection, according to the newly released Malaysia National Cancer Registry Report 2017 to 2021. The report reveals that the proportion of cancers detected at stage 3 and 4 has increased to 65.1% from 63.7% between the 2012 and 2016 period. According to the report, cancer has surged to become the third most common cause of death in Malaysia, with 15,200 cases recorded in 2022, a jump from its previous fourth position in 2021. Colorectal cancer has the highest incidence among men, followed by lung and prostate cancers. Among women, breast cancer remains the most common, with colorectal and lung cancers also prevalent. Meanwhile, the report also highlights a positive trend in the incidence of cervical cancer, which decreased from 7.6 per 100,000 women from 2007 to 2011 to 6 per 100,000 women from 2017 to 2021. This decline is credited to the introduction of pap smear screening in 1969 and its free availability in government health facilities from 1998. We'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back with more.
Penyasaran subsidi diesel di Semenanjung tidak akan memberi kesan kepada harga barangan keperluan di Sabah, Sarawak dan Labuan.
660 individu berusia bawah 21 tahun di Sarawak telah diberikan kewarganegaraan.
Sarawak kini menjalinkan kerjasama dengan Bank Dunia dalam menjayakan perdagangan karbonnya.
Welcome back. South Korea's military has decided to resume its round-the-clock loudspeaker broadcast directed at North Korea. This decision comes in response to Pyongyang's recent launch of balloons carrying rubbish aimed at the South, which South Korea has described as despicable and shameful.
Since May, North Korea has been floating thousands of balloons with bags of rubbish attached to them, carried by wind to the south and dropping in civilian neighborhoods, causing some property damage. Seoul's military said it had decided to restart round-the-clock broadcasts after the North flew such balloons again on Thursday. Blaring propaganda, world news and K-pop music, the broadcasts were considered by military officials and activists as an effective form of psychological warfare. They were stopped under a peace agreement signed in 2018, which both sides have now declared as void as tensions rose.
Meanwhile, television news channels across Bangladesh went off the air on Friday amid escalating student protests against government job quotas. Widespread telecommunications disruptions have also been reported. At least 30 people have been killed this week in clashes between students, riot police, and pro-government supporters. State broadcaster BTV was off air on Friday after student demonstrators reportedly set fire to its headquarters. Protesters have called for a nationwide shutdown, challenging Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government. Authorities cut some mobile services on Thursday in an attempt to quell the unrest, but disruption spread nationwide by Friday morning. Human rights groups have accused authorities of using excessive force against the protesters. While the protests were initially sparked by anger over the controversial quota system, analysts say tough economic conditions like high inflation and rising unemployment are adding fuel to the fire. Now, Yemen's Houthi group has claimed responsibility for a drone attack on Israel's Tel Aviv, which killed one person and injured at least 10. A Houthi spokesperson said that the Iran-aligned group had targeted Tel Aviv in occupied Palestine. It claimed it used a new drone capable of bypassing interceptor systems and being unable to be detected by radars. The Israeli military said it was investigating an apparent drone attack that hit central Tel Aviv in early hours of Friday, which did not trigger the air raid sirens. The explosion occurred hours after the Israeli military confirmed it had killed a senior commander of Hezbollah, also backed by Iran in southern Lebanon. Israeli police said the body of a man was found in an apartment close to the explosion, which was near the U.S. Embassy office in Tel Aviv. Hezbollah and the Houthis have stepped up attacks against Israel and Western targets, saying they're acting in solidarity with the Palestinians after Israel's relentless attacks on the Gaza Strip. Two crewmen have been airlifted to hospital during search and rescue operations after two tankers caught fire off Singapore's waters. The Maritime and Port Authority said it was alerted early this morning to a fire on board both a Singapore-flagged tanker and a Central African-flagged tanker. Both tankers were within Singapore's maritime search and rescue region, about 55 kilometers northeast of Pedra Branca. Singapore authorities said they were alerted around 12:45 p.m. before a rescue helicopter was activated to evacuate the crewmen. The two crewmen were successfully airlifted to Singapore General Hospital for further medical attention. The cause of the fires was not yet clear. Singapore is Asia's oil trading hub and the world's largest bunkering port. Surrounding waters are vital trade waterways between Asia and Europe and the Middle East. As the 2025 ASEAN chair, Malaysia must take action to address the humanitarian crisis in Myanmar and protect the rights and lives of the Rohingya people. President of the Burmese Rohingya organization UK Brooke Tun Kin, who was in Malaysia for a work trip, calls upon Malaysian leaders to unite all ASEAN nations towards urgent international intervention.
First thing is they are not feeling pressure. ASEAN, Malaysia have to stop trading with the Burmese military. There are so many business going on because military is profiting from those business. We can see that so many sanctions are going on from Western world. So by having that kind of business, they are benefiting. Benefit will go into the military. And secondly, ASEAN, Malaysia have to lead, and Malaysia have a role, can play a key role to lead, unite all ASEAN members to take action against Burmese military, to stop genocide against Rohingya and war crimes and crimes against humanity, other people, minorities in Burma. And there is something timeline that something benchmark needed to do that. That is very important. And secondly, thirdly, I would say that ASEAN, Malaysia was not a member before 1997. This is the military. Decades, they are committing genocide, war crimes and crimes against humanity. So the same military here now is doing the same thing. So now it is time suspend and kick them out from ASEAN. Malaysia can play. Malaysia is the leading country in ASEAN. Who brought them in ASEAN?
Fierce battles have intensified between the Myanmar military and the ethnic armed group, displacing tens of thousands of Rohingya in Myanmar's Rakhine state since late May. Many of them are seeking shelter at the border area near Bangladesh, while over 1 million are already in the country. Tune into the full conversation with Tun Kin on AWANI Global this Sunday, 21st July at 9 p.m. only on Astro AWANI. That's all we have for you on AWANI tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Saraya Mia and we'll see you soon.